Hey guys, got head coach James Hicks joining us here on the Cumberland Sports Network. We're super stoked to get him involved and talk about the Cumberland Wrestling program. Stick around, and don't miss his interview. That's coming up next.
No man going the other way. He's going to drop it off to Stevens, and Stevens will slam it with two. Centering in for Stanley. Cam Stanley with his second goal.
550, 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. One man to beat, and it's Traylon Shepard into the house.
That one swung on, hit deep into left center field, and it is out of here.
Joined now by head coach James Hicks. Coach Hicks, you had an exciting last two years. You know, you finished 5th in 2021. You finished 8th last year. Mm-hmm. I want to start off by talking about, some of those guys who were key parts of those programs. Some of those seniors that graduated that you're going to have to replace. Your Patrick DePiazza, your Keyshawn Laws, your Kaz's, Carter Cox. Start with those guys, and then we'll get into.
Yeah, so we lost like 4 pillars of the program. All those guys were around for 3, 4, 5 years. So 4 All-Americans that we could always count on in there are now gone. They were very significant to the success we've had over the past few years and growing the program into, sort of that top 5 range. So they were pretty helpful in doing that, and I feel like they kind of did their part while they were here, and we're just hoping to build on it moving forward.
Well, I mean, leadership is one thing that's hard to teach.
Right.
When you've got guys like that have been, a core part to your program, and now you have to replace them.
Right.
It's difficult. But let's start with Cole Smith.
Right.
National champion last year. He's returning. Who are some other guys that you were bringing in to build around Cole and what you guys have going on this year?
Yeah, Cole's he's our, at this point, our main guy. So that was pretty much the only weight we really had solidified going into the year, and it is hard to replace all those guys in 1 year, but we think we did a good job of bringing in guys that fit our program, fit Cumberland, guys that are getting it done on the mat, in the classroom, off the mat. So and then we also think we got some guys that have been maybe not had the opportunity to start yet, that can step up and score some points. But some of the new guys, 125, we got Chris Budasil. He's a junior college All-American at 125. He's been doing well in the room and wrestling hard and doing a good job. So we're expecting things out of him. 133, we got a transfer, national qualifier from Reinhardt.
Okay.
He's Ivan Aguilar. He's I'm not sure why he hasn't All-American yet, but he looks really good to me. As far as in our room and in our practice, he feels really good. He looks really good wrestling. So I'm definitely excited to see what he could do. 141, Victor Guzman. He's another junior college All-American that's very talented in there, and he's a junior college transfer as well. And then some of our freshmen, Sammy Shires, he's from down the road, Clarksville. He's a really talented freshman. He's doing well. We got Rocco. He's at 74. He's a Brother Martin kid, another one of those guys. So he's doing really well for us. We moved River Henry, moved him up to heavyweight. Okay. So he was a national qualifier for us last year, moved him up to heavyweight. And some guys we're looking to contribute that has been here. Pacey Notisack at 25. He's been here. He's a senior. He should do well for us. Clark Gledden, he's been in and out of the lineup his whole career. He should do well for us. So we just kind of got a mixed bag right now that we're trying to see what happens and there's a lot of talent in the room. We're just trying to see who can perform once we start wrestling.
Let's transition a little bit to the Mid-South. Gotten shaken up a little bit this year. You know, we don't have the Sun schools anymore. We don't have Life University as they've flipped to the Southern States. What do you know about the conference this year?
It still looks pretty tough to me. We don't have as many teams, which is nice. We don't have that huge conference tournament. I feel like in the past, other conferences had the benefit of having a smaller tournament.
Get more guys to the national tournament.
And able to qualify more guys. Like a smaller, less brutal grind to qualify. So it'll be nice to be on a level playing field with some of the other conferences around the country. You know, our conference was big, and it was the toughest conference in the country with the most teams as well. So it's like we had to grind. We had a 2-day tournament, having to grind and place and make it to the national tournament. But now we're back down to a 1-day tournament, manageable amount of teams. Still gonna be a tough tournament, but at least we're down to 1 day. We cut some of those matches out, and our guys are a little fresher for nationals. So, but the teams the traditional Mid-South teams are still in there. They're still tough, and it's gonna be still a great conference. We're just hoping we can take what we need from it.
Looking forward kind of at that schedule that you got this year. You start off with some open tournaments, some tournaments, and then Lincoln Memorial here at home, your first one, November 21st. Talk about the schedule and what sticks out to you about the schedule this year.
Yeah, I like seeing different teams, especially early on, and then we have a lot of freshmen that are going to be wrestling for us varsity. So we decided to go to Coffin Brand Open right off the bat because it's tough competition, lots of D2 Division I teams, and then they have a freshman sophomore division. So we wanted to go with that to kind of get the young guys acclimated before we throw them in there against the big boys, the grown men. So we'll get their first tournament will be a freshman sophomore tournament, and the older guys they'll wrestle in the open division up there. But you know, that's kind of what I was thinking there. Just start them out freshman sophomore, still be tough, but it'll be younger guys and see how they do, and then work them up to the big boys from there. We're going to Lindenwood after that. That's always a great tournament. Cole won that tournament last year. That's probably the first time we've ever had a guy win that tournament. You know, not many NAIA guys win that meet. There's a lot of good teams in there. Oklahoma State brings guys there. Iowa State, Southern Illinois, Illinois. All those guys bring talent in there, and guys are wrestling in there from Division I level. So him winning that was a pretty big deal. And I like the tournament, how it's run, and it's a pretty big tournament. So we're going to go back there. The Lincoln Memorial is, he's a former coach of mine. We tried to get all the in-state teams on the schedule, but they were one of the only ones that, wanted to put something together. So that's going to be a fun duel, just because our personal relationship, and that's a newer program. So getting an opportunity to wrestle, compete against him, that's going to be pretty cool. And then after that, we get into our dual meet schedule. Like we got duels at Midway, and we got duels down in Southeastern. Those will be all tough duels there. So
they always are.
So then we started to kind of get rolling. We got our lineup set, and we're getting rolling. And come January, we're at national duels and conference schedule, and then February we're pretty much in the postseason. So it comes and goes really fast.
Talk about some guys who you expect to take some steps this year that we've already kind of ran through, like who you expect, and who do you expect to take that step and reach nationals this year and do some good things for you guys.
River Henry, he qualified last year. We had him down at 97. I just felt like that was too much for him to be wrestling at his full potential, the weight cut. So last spring I told him just go heavyweight. So he's up to about 240. So he's not cutting weight. I think that'll help him out a lot and really allow him to wrestle up to his ability. I don't think he was doing that at 197. Clark Ledden's kind of like the same thing. He's been cutting weight. He's been hurt. He's been cutting weight a lot over his career. So I told him the same thing. I want you to get big over summer, get big and strong, and go 174. He's been a 57, 65 pounder. So I think, just not having him cut as much weight That's going to help his wrestling a lot.
Yeah.
He does really well in the wrestling room. So we just got to match that when we start competing.
Yeah.
And Pacey noticed that he's been around for a while. You know, he had an injury one year. He's always been pretty small for the 125 weight class. You know, he's always needed to get bigger.
Yeah.
But now he's up to 135. This is the first year he's got some solid weight on him. And he's up to 135, and he's gonna have to cut down to 25. And I think just getting bigger and able to fill out his body is gonna help him at 125 this year for sure.
Okay. All right, Coach. Anything else new going on with you guys?
Yeah, I mean, next month we're gonna start a fundraiser, and you know we have a beautiful wrestling room, a very nice wrestling room. We've done a lot with it, but we've never had a locker room and showers over there. You know, so we're looking to start a fundraiser to add on to our building, build our locker room and showers and some external offices over there. So next month we'll start that campaign, start to get that rolling. So if anybody wants to support that, that'll be coming out. So, you know, show us some love there.
Well, definitely stay tuned to the website and all that information, social media.
Yep,
the
for sure.
wrestling pages, social media, Go Cumberland Athletics website, our Natural Athletics social media, all that stuff will be there. And Coach, good luck this season.
Thank you. It's gonna be a good one.